everyone, it's Emily, Inca and huge 80s today. I was about to say little 80s, but there's nothing very little about him. It's been it feels like it's been actually ages since I've just sat down, held a baby and made a video, and I don't think, in fact, I really, really don't think that I've ever shown Inca in my arms, and you really get a kind of sense of just how small she is. She is tiny. Obviously, this does not fit. It is preemie, but Matalan's sizes are pretty terrible. But she is just such a small little bug. Yes, she is. And I actually missed her when I was on holiday. Yeah, quite sad really. So before I start the topic of this video, I must just apologise because I had promised a few people that I would do a feeding video of Inca, and I just can't bring myself to do it. I bought this bottle, from the doll show, and it's filled with laundry detergent, I'm pretty sure. It's glued, but I just feel like, do I trust the glue? Do I want to put something gluey, possibly gluey, in her mouth? I don't know. I just don't trust it. So it's going to be a prop. It's going to be a prop, and Inca is just going to have to go hungry. I'm a terrible mother. Anyway, so today's topic is embarrassing reborn related incidents. The reason I want to do this is because one of them happened on the trip that I've just taken, and it kind of reminded me, like I was telling my friend about other things that had happened, and oh man, I have a few. They're not like, I want to die embarrassing, but they are like, shudder embarrassing, cringe embarrassing. So the first story that just really, really makes me shudder every time I think about it was, I think it was like about a year ago. It was definitely with River. And I actually have a video taken on this channel the day that this incident happened. I'm calling it an incident as if it was like something terrible. It was like 2 seconds of my life. So at that point, I really didn't take my babies out. Hardly at all. I mean, I still don't really do it a lot, but like at that point, I really didn't do it. And I had just got River, who was my first silicone. And I took him out on a very hot summery day, so I didn't cover him up very much. He was in a pram. So basically, I was standing just like filming some swans, minding my own business, and it wasn't very busy. So I wasn't paying sort of too much attention to sort of my surroundings, who was around. Anyway, a youngish kind of woman came up to me and started like going mental, because obviously River, he was a preemie baby. He looked so young. And so he drew a lot of attention. Like, if I was to give a tip to you guys, the older the baby, the less attention that they draw. From my kind of, I don't know, from my experience, babies like 80s, although you wouldn't have thought they were good to take out because they're so bulky, I feel like they are a bit less interesting to people. And I do sort of feel like I get less attention when I have big uns like him than the teeny weeny ones like Inca. Anyway, River was a teeny weeny, and this woman went nuts. She was so excited to see such a small baby, and I really, really, really didn't want to own up and tell her because I just didn't want to have that conversation. So I just went along with it. I said, yes, he was, born very recently and tried to end the conversation as quickly as possible. Anyway, she kind of, you know, sometimes it's really hard to end a conversation. Like, I am not good at it. Even as I was walking away, she was still talking to me, which I know is like incredibly rude of me. But yeah, I couldn't seem to like, you know, end the conversation naturally. So I said, oh, so stupid. I said, well, he's actually not mine, so I need to go take him back to his parents. Oh God, sorry. I'm dying inside remembering this. Like, I just don't know why. What possessed me to say that, because nobody in their right mind is going to leave a baby that young with, you know, someone that isn't the mum. I mean, I guess everyone needs a break. I could have been a nanny. That's what I hope she thought, but I really don't think she thought that. Like, her face when I said that, it was just like, God, they must trust you a lot. And I was like, yeah, yeah. And then I really did run away. Like, it's incidences like that where I feel like I just should have been honest. Like, from the get-go, I just should have said, well, it's a doll. So, you know, I'm actually surprised she thought River was real, because even though River was very realistic, he was in barely any clothes because it was a very hot day, and she was really like scrutinizing him. So it just goes to show like how real these dolls do look. Or maybe she'd cottoned on, who knows. But I still think about that incident and I'm just like, why, Emily, why did I say that he wasn't mine and that I needed to go? I just made the situation so much worse by saying that. Like, her reaction was just like utter, you know, bewilderment. Who is this weirdo who's stolen a baby or something? I don't know. Oh, it was really, really, really cringy. So I definitely think there is a point where you do like have to own up. I don't know where that point is, because it's really only happened to me once, which kind of brings me, it smoothly transitions into the second incident. Oh, look, I'm just, sorry, I'm bobbing her head around something stupid. I want you to be able to see her from her different angles. And she is just so lovely. I love it when the light catches her eyes as well. You're cute, Ink, you're cute. So, second incident was really not that bad. So this incident was more owning up to a friend who I didn't really know very well, and who I maybe wouldn't have told about the dolls. It happened in the corner shop. There's a corner shop in my village, and I've been in it regularly with a baby, with a doll. I've actually been in it regularly with children that I used to babysit as well. Like, yeah, I come in there with kids, and I'm pretty sure, well, I know this for certain, that one of the people on the till thinks that one of the babies is mine. And one of the dolls is mine. And anyway, I was in there with a friend without a baby. I didn't have a doll. I wasn't babysitting anyone. And the lady on the till said, you know, oh, how's the little one? To me. And my friend looked at me like, you what? Like, huh? And I just said to the lady, oh, you know, fine, they're absolutely fine, totally fine. And the conversation ended. But then, of course, when we got out of the shop, my friend turned to me and asked, huh? What was that about? What, like, the little one? Were they talking about your cats? So I had to kind of own up that I had brought a doll into the shop and they had thought that it was a real baby, of course. And I don't like it when that happens. I don't like it when you're kind of forced into a corner, into a wall, you know. I don't know the metaphor, but when you're, you know, when you have no choice but to tell. I don't know, I guess it just goes to show how kind of embarrassed I am still about the hobby, which really is so unnecessary. Like, really, I don't know why I am, like, still, because I really think it is so unnecessary. Um, but I have really stopped taking my babies out around where I live because I'm just scared of neighbours, basically. Neighbours and, you know, chatty village people. um, and, you know, I really shouldn't care. Like, who cares if people know that I collect dolls? Like, would that be a terrible thing? I feel like it really wouldn't. But I still do feel embarrassed, you know. It's not a hobby that I advertise. I mean, I do, all of my close friends know, and that's like totally fine. My family knows, but to the wider public, I wouldn't be like, you know, the way you talk about skiing or tennis, you know. I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, bought a nice doll the other day to just a stranger. Oh. So then my last story, and I think I'm going to change her on my lap. Don't know if this is going to work. Look how alien she looks like that. Look at her head size. Oh my god, it's so cute. She has the biggest head in the history of the world because she's half alien. It's really hot today, so I'm just going to like undress her and just maybe get her down to her nappy. I'm not sure. Anyway, can you still see her? I don't know if she's still visible. There she is. Oh, that is so cute. Yes, you can tell that she's hot. Even like her grumpy face. She looks hot. So, yeah, last but not least, this one really isn't that bad at all. I just wish it hadn't happened. My neighbour, I have one nice neighbour and one not nice neighbour. So luckily this happened with the nice neighbour. And I was in my garden, and this was years and years ago, and it was Silky. And I was just, you know, just holding her and probably out there taking some pictures. Basically, he was also in his garden, and when he saw her, he was like, oh my goodness, baby, and ran, you know, to the fence. And then I was like, yeah, baby, and then tried to go back inside because I didn't want to talk about, you know, the baby. But sadly, he was like, oh, bring her over. And he's so nice, like, I couldn't say no. I couldn't be like, she needs her nap. So I brought her over, and, you know, I said, well, she's just a doll. And he was super nice about it. But that kind of shock that people have, it just really makes me uncomfortable. I'm not, I don't know, I'm not a I like to get reaction type of person. And yes, it just wasn't, I just wish he hadn't found out that way. And I wish I suppose again, I wish at the beginning I had said it's a doll instead of I need to go back inside. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't know, I think I should have handled all of these situations more honestly, I suppose. It's really hard to know what to do because most people, they really don't care when you have a baby, and even if they do ask about the baby, they're not you know, they're not asking in-depth details, and they're not really trying to see the baby a lot. Although when I was on holiday and went to a stately home, several people kind of like peered in to my carrier, which I thought was so rude. Like, oh my god, if I don't know, I just never ever do that, you know, to somebody who was carrying their baby. Like, you don't put your face near, you know, a young baby. Like, you just don't, like, why? And I don't know, it's just really rude to me. But anyway, that was a tangent. I think I have some more, but they're all kind of much of a muchness, and I think this video is going to get long and boring if I'm not careful. But here is the Little Miss Inca, and she is so cute. Look at that face. Oh my gosh. She is tiny, and I hope you've been kind of able to see her size, what she looks like in my arms. And there she is. Where's your feet, girl? Hi. She's so sweet. I can't get enough of her. I really, yeah, I cannot get enough of her. She is my dream baby. But she really is, like, she really is. She's just so cute. Okie dokie. So, I will see you guys in the next one, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.